on me. Mama put it on me. I'm her child, I'm the only. Living life on my own. Oh, lonely. I grew up feeling lonely. Even when I'm with homies, it's just not enough. Enough.
For someone I need your loving.
I keep on calling. I keep it all in. I want you all in. I'm selfish. Just say I'm folded. Can we be positive? I need attention. You know I'm selfish.
Looking for someone to love, waiting for you. Want you to know I'm looking for someone to love, waiting for somebody to love me. Looking for someone to love, waiting be my number one. I'm looking for someone to love, waiting for somebody to love me.
Looking for some, waiting for you. Looking for some, waiting for some. Looking for some, waiting be my. Looking for some, waiting for somebody to love me. Baby, I know I found it. All for you, baby. I know you trust in me. You gotta trust in me. On me, mama put it on me. I'm her child, I'm the only. Living life on my own. Oh, lonely. I grew up feeling lonely. Even when I'm with homies, it's just not enough. Enough.
Looking for someone to love, waiting for you. Want you to know I'm looking for someone to love, waiting for somebody to love me. Looking for someone to love, waiting be my number one. I'm looking for someone to love, waiting for somebody to love me.
Looking for some, waiting for you. Looking for some, waiting for some. Looking for some, waiting be my. Looking
Hey traders, happy Sunday. Welcome to the show. We're here. We've got less than 2 hours to go until a weekly candle close. So whatever. If you don't know, Bitcoin had a nice impulse candle to the upside, a bullish engulfing candle on the 4 hour. And hey, look, there was some 60-minute divergence going on, and look what it manifested into on the weekend. Just like the bearish pattern on the weekend, following three methods played out. So that is how I think we're up almost 4%. Well, at one point we were up over 4%. Bitcoin's begun to slide a little bit. I think there's some sort of new supply line right here, the peak of XND, and you've touched it once, and that's it. I don't think it'd be weird at all for Bitcoin to test 9,600 if it's going to go to higher prices, just because, that's a historical weekly overhead resistance. Right? So when you break resistance, oftentimes you back test them as support. I don't even know what kind of drug somebody was on saying that Bitcoin won't gap up. Like, really? What are you doing? Like, what do you know, dude? Look, Bitcoin clearly gapped up. It closed at 9,300, gapped to 9,760. So, yep, that's a big time gap there, man. Not sure if it's going to be up on the TradingView one. I don't have the live on that. Not yet. It's going to be gapping up right at a critical resistance. Guess we'll be able to see that in like 2 minutes. Where futures, right? Crazy how it filled the gap like to Jesus, man, before pulling back and closing below this 9,700 area. 97.35, right? This futures. Look left. What is that? Big time major reversal area. Critical resistance. Just like spot price has its own. And so engulfing, and now we're going to gap up to right at.
BTC for favor. Mexico.
No, we can't, Benito. Thank you for the threes, dude. So, yeah, you're gonna be gapping up right at that resistance, man. You didn't gap up above it, and now, is there really a gap to fill? Tell me true, is there really a gap to fill? If we gap up, it's like there's space there, but there's no clear gap like this one where you just gap down. You'll be gapping up within the previous candle body, so anyway, that's like, here it goes. Boom, there it is. Here's the gap, right? We just got it. It's 10-minute delay on this. That's why I have this for live. Bitcoin futures price, 97.55, 35. So, okay, it looks like we gapped up and opened at 9,800. Yeah, you think in time, like, where's the gap? That's what I want to know. With the way the candle was, there's not really a gap. You did open higher, sure. But physical gap, it's not really on the chart. So looking back at Bitcoin spot price, where it looked like, oh man, Bitcoin better freaking reverse here to the upside. Otherwise, you'll be painting a double top. Good news is you had, look, a bearish engulfing into kind of morning star stuff, nothing, and now you've rallied and gone all the way up to 9,900. So I think that's a really good sign, man. A really, really good sign. The fact that you're not getting follow-through price action after bearishly engulfing on a potential double top. Look, you just tested. There it is. Bitcoin just tested that 9,600 critical support resistance area. Well, just look at the 4 hour real quick. There it went, man. It's perfecto. Okay, maybe $1.01 off, but you can clearly see it. 9603, you're down there, you're testing it. If it's gonna hold and run to the upside, whether that or it breaks the downside, it's gonna test 9,600, all right? So one thing that is, all right, I think Skyler was talking about it, Patreon chat. So you got a high on price. You now have a slightly higher high on price. And the positive Momo was just beginning to build. So you really do not want to fall below 9,600 again, because if you do, it's kind of like we know where we're going. We know we're going to 9,150 again if we fall below 9,600 pretty much. That's just how it works. And if that's the case, then you've got this like maturing bearish divergence, right? Where you could just high to the higher high. Like it'd be like class A to B bearish divergence. So you really don't want to fall below 9,600, man, at all anymore. It's time, right? You ran up, you tested for the first time in months, right? And early, the 7th of May. Last time we had tested that area was February of this year. And so we went up, tested it again, and it's like, oh boy, this could be the double top, bearish bat. You did reverse there. But 60 minutes, the sellers, like there just weren't that many sellers. It's like sellers are not in control of this market right now. And that's kind of testament, man. Methodical selling. And it's like right here, man. Hold on. God. So it was like, you get down to these areas, and then all of a sudden you pivot at 9150, which we know is a critical support. If you hold that, then you might rally up 9600 again. So we did rally up to 9600 like immediately after pivoting off 9150. But then we sold off and made a higher low with, and it's not really, it's barely a higher low. It's almost the exact same low. And that's why I was confident right here, looking at the oscillators, that the edge is saying up next, and certainly up and beyond. Where I thought, hey man, this divergence could get you to 9600 again easy. But then look what happened when you hit 9600, 9575. You flagged for a minute, and then another huge impulse candle to make you hit the new supply line here. Touched it like the Jesus man, and now we've sold off and we're back testing horizontal line support resistance. Not crazy. No exhaustion for buyers on the 60 minute at all. It's just only been bullish convergence. But yeah, the 4 hour is interesting because it all depends on the price action now. Whether we're going to have bearish divergence right here, right now, and it's all over, or will we back to 9600 hold and then eventually start rallying again and then start building positive momo once more, and then that would invalidate the divergence, and then you just keep going to higher prices and you just be making higher histogram wicks, and eventually you could have divergence at 10,500 if the price action held above 9600 and we kept going to the upside. You get that? So interesting on the 4 hour. Underperformed. This bearish bat underperformed, certainly. You know that. Never even achieved a 50% retrace, though we were $100 away from it. 9,024 was that first target of this bat. And then the divergence on the 60 minute at a shallow-ish, moderate retrace played out. Bullish conditions, bullish stuff works out better, I guess, and then bearish stuff underperforms. That's literally what's been going on. A little bit, right? Wow, Trent, you just got here to say that? I mean, we just went into a large discussion about it. Right? Where, yes, it could be going on now if we don't hold 9,600. You know the divergence is going to play out. You break 9,600 because there's no support really until 9,150. Okay. So we're going to look at the weekly in a second. Just going back to the futures real quick. Bitcoin, 96.95 live. You gapped up from 9,300 or so. This is crude futures right now, up 2.27%, continuing to just kill it. I mean, this thing has just been non-stop to the upside, and it's continuing up, and we broke a critical resistance on U.S. oil. So I think, much higher. And it looked like it was a bullish rectangle after making that higher low, and was consolidating just sideways. So, yeah, man, great stuff on crude futures. S&P 500 and Dow Jones futures in the left side of your screen. 0.23% up roughly on both. No big deal. Doing nothing.
Bruh.
So very, very important here for Bitcoin spot. to not fall below 9,600. Otherwise, you're going straight back down to 9,150, and then below that, it's pretty much 8,500. So let's go to that weekly real quick so you can see it. Because this is, I tweeted about this, very important. I mean, you are at such critical areas now on the weekly. I don't know how you couldn't be on the balls of your feet about what Bitcoin's doing. Where look where it is, man. It's testing this resistance. You do, I think, probably want to close above 9,600 on the weekly. Really what happened, you know, just talking about this all week, is in the past last week and this week, we tested 8,500 twice as support. And now we're running again to the next available resistance, which is 96 to 99.50. And so if the engulfing candle gets follow through, yeah, you could break this, see 10,550.
If you use the December 2019 low and the January 2020 high, the BTC pair seems to be at the 0.786 retrace. What are the chances of the 100% retrace? Thanks for the daily TA.
I would think that if Bitcoin is poised to go to higher levels, these BTC pairs are going to get shattered. If Bitcoin dumps the downside, these BTC pairs are probably going to get obliterated. So we can look at it though. Delal, thanks for the 10. Appreciate it. Futures 96.60 now. It's very possible a gap fill occurs. I mean, what would have to happen though? Bitcoin would have to go way below 9,600 to get there. I mean, spot price would probably have to get to like 92, 91.50 for the gap to fill on Bitcoin futures. But like, again, it's like a gap on an insignificant time scale, but you go back to the CME futures chart, it's not really a gap. It's just you opened higher. So the gap is like, it's like a pseudo gap. Anyway, so on the RSI, on the weekly, approaching 60 again. You gotta break 60, man. You know how big of a deal 60 is. That's bullish territory. Look what happens in uptrends. Look what happens in downtrends, all right? The equilibrium level's 50. Anything below 40 is bearish. Okay, well, we are near bullish territory again. Last time we up thrusted through it, February, and then the coronavirus came and destroyed everything. But now we're back, man. It's almost like Corona didn't even happen for Bitcoin. So still holding 9,600 perfectly. But you better start reversing soon, otherwise that bearish divergence in the 4 hours is going to completely mature, and then you might find yourself at 91.50 to fill that gap on the futures, which is, you can clearly see it here. All right. Yeah, Zcash doing well today. I thought we talked about Zcash yesterday, where it broke back into the range. And it was back testing the range's support. And look at it now. Yeah, up like 9%. That's what happens when you break below ranges and then you break back into them and then you back test them. Those are great areas where it could bust to the upside. Okay. So weekly, man, talking about a crossroads here. Third time in less than a year we've tested this. We failed every time, including this time for now. But you're still in the midst. It's not over yet. It's like a freaking movie, man. Yeah, just click that. Oops. So golds, real quick before we go to Dash to BTC. Hey, what's up, Sleaze, man?
How you doing, brother? Can you take a look at
AA? Yeah, we look at AA. I don't know what that is on American Airlines, AAL, or Apple. Gold, real quick. Great start to the new week. Just, I mean, opened a little while ago. Is, just yesterday or Friday or whatever, on the last 4 hour close of the week, you engulfed a little bit, but meh, now look at it, right? There's no exhaustion for buyers on the 4 hour nor the daily, and the next target's 1762. I know 1750 is a resistance, man. It's not a joke. You can look at it. We've touched it once, or we got close to touching it. I mean, we're at multi-year highs right now on gold. I don't know if it's even gonna let me. Let's just go to the daily. God. So right, like you can see the prices on gold, and this is where I think we reversed last time. 1750. I think the real area 1760, but the major one's 1800, 1790 or so. I mean, that's big time. I do think on this breakout we could very well see these targets, and then maybe even higher. I mean, above that's nothing. This isn't even all-time highs from 2011. This is the second all-time high. It's like, reminds me of AMD, right? 1970 something and 2011. Oh, look at that daily symmetrical triangle breakout. It's gorgeous, isn't it? You gotta freaking love it. The first level of positive momentum gold seen on the daily since April 28th. Let's go, man. Gold Kings. God. Yeah, I get you. I get what you're saying, probably, on this one. Oh, it's pretty interesting how like that. These S coins. Yeah, okay, maybe. Is that a 618 though? That's the question, dude. I think you did have a breakout here on a downtrend from the weekly. So yeah, he's asking, is this some sort of Gartley or something? We can try to plot it. I mean, harmonics have been reliable here. 618? Way too deep, man. Nope. No valid Gartley or anything like that. This is a 75% retrace, man. Only thing you could have is a butterfly, and that means you'd have to be going way down here for PCZ with butterfly. So, low to high, you're at a 78% retrace. Sure. Is there any sort of, I mean, certainly it looks like there's somewhat of divergence going on, at least on the RSI, a little bit. What about this valley? Did you count that valley? So then we're like, it's a little unclear on the 4 hour. And you go to the daily that gives no such edge at all.
On ZRX? Thanks, Mitch.
There was. If you were here Thursday, we literally pointed it out for you, showed you what it was doing to a critical support, and ran up to hit 50% retrace. So there was, not anymore, I don't think. How can there be an edge now after there was an edge 3 or 4 days ago and it played out? Sunday Steve, thanks for the threes. So anyway, with Dash 786, God, I hate when it does that, man. Let me visibility daily. Oh, American Airlines. Oh, AAL. Okay, Sleaze, we'll go to it right after Dash. This was like the first request or whatever. So maybe RSI, but it's kind of unclear, and the daily absolutely no edge here at all. Isn't this like all-time, or one of the all-time lows right there? So you could go test that. I did. You're right, man. 786. And then like, what about fib extensions from this low to high? No confluence. Oh, confluence is at the 1618 down here at December 2019 lows. So not a harmonic, not a shark. Even here, XAB. This is a lower high. If this was a higher high, we could say, yeah, man, 113% retrace probably, and so could bounce, but no, I don't think they're strong enough of an argument. But good luck, right? Good luck. And if Bitcoin dumps, you're screwed. It's gonna really dump, and you're gonna, if you get stopped out, you'll get stopped down to Bitcoin dumping. So have fun with the BTC pair. Okay, American Airlines was next. Thanks, Sleaze. American Airlines, it's terrible. It hit multi-year lows, hit an 88% retrace from its 2008-2009 levels, right? No, I mean, I guess you can say it's kind of diverging on the RSI here, but you haven't seen negative momentum on American Airlines since March 24th. And look, it's terrible. So it's about to shift to negative momentum again by the looks of it. And there's no support really. Yeah, there's barely any support at this 886. The more viable support is like $4. I know it sounds crazy, right? But it's real. And maybe you get a bounce here for a little bit. or something, but eventually you would probably think that airline companies would see the nadir levels from the global financial crisis of 2008, because even in 2008, all the way down, they were max capacity on flights. Flights were selling out. Oh my God, even despite anything about the price. Everything was fine. They were able to perform and provide that service for people, but now people don't want that service because they're scared. And even with that, even if people did, they're still only going to be flying at half capacity. So why would we not see $4 in time? I think we would. There you go, Sleaze man. Sorry, Warren Buffett bought he bought airline companies on the way down publicly and sold them publicly like 2 weeks ago. Not a good sign when someone does that, but if you're talking about a supply line, maybe a manufacturer one's right here. Maybe we're wedging or something, right? I don't know. Maybe you're wedging. Downsloping price contraction could break the upside or downside. If it breaks the downside, it could hit the measure move. Just, I don't know. It looks okay, but there's no edge on the daily rally. Maybe the RSI is kind of like it, but dude, the RSI is not oversold. So it could easily just dump again back down to the oversold territory, and then you could eventually get some really nice bullish divergence at $4 or 185. Oh, we gotta go to ZRX and then XTZ. The ZRX had that edge. It truly did for its attempted rally. Now it's dumping.
Do you like it hot?
Right? I mean, you have to watch these streams because, like, we identified the critical support resistance, the top of the range. You held it multitude of times, 2 times. You held that support. And you were showing hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hour, making those higher lows. You were holding that. It's like, if you do hold this, you could very well have a common retrace to the upside. And it was even like this miniature harmonic X, A, B, C, D stuff, right? Deep retrace, 886, 786, and then boom. Yeah, high to low, 50% retrace 3 times and no higher, and now you're dumping. And the thing is, if you can't hold 35 cents for real, you're going to fall pretty hard back into the range. It's a huge range, dude. Huge range. All right, so, I mean, where we are now, if where we are doesn't hold, you're going to go right back down to 35 cents again. And if you don't hold 35 cents again, you're going to get obliterated and probably go straight to 28.6 cents after that. So, that's a huge run. And then all of a sudden, it could be like X, A, B, C, D stuff, where it could go all the way back down to 22 cents. It is, ZRX is pretty notorious for having incredible rallies and then retracing 78 to 88% of the way or more every time. At least since it created the beginning of this kind of range in December 2018. Right, huge rallies, big dips, attempted rallies, and then huge sell-offs. Big rallies, sell-offs, reversals, and then attempted rallies, and then huge dumps to deep retraces. Huge rallies, dumps, attempted rallies, huge sell-offs. Harmony, right? This is a bullish bat. If you don't know, this is also it's legendary because it was like a double bottom and all the divergence. It was perfect on ZRX. Kind of reminds me of Engine Coin. Hey, Dustin man.
Thank you, Lord Ray, for all you have taught me. More helicopter money for you. Keep up the good work.
Can we get some burrs in the chat for the money printer? Helicopter is the way we get it. Thank you, dudes. The 20. Cheers. Alright, so the ZRX, man, kind of had its run already and attempted its rally and failed. And it failed to break 38 to 39.5 cents. Since it failed, I think the next target could very well be 35 cents, 34.7 cents. It's falling now. All right. That's the ZRX. Old Tezos. Bullish engulfing candle yesterday. I don't know, man, right? Look what it's doing. The old demand line is now being regarded as a supply line. Yes, it did hold above the 200 moving average on the 4-hour. Nice bullish convergence there, but I don't know, man. Like, we could try to plot a structure or a channel or something. 1, 2 on the top, 1 on the bottom. See, it's like you fell below it. I think that's just because of Bitcoin. Kind of like that. So it looks like you're in a downtrend now, right? You could be in a short-term downtrend. Is there an edge right now for a trade? I mean, you could have looked at it maybe like a dragon. Like, here's the head, and here's the hump. And then you anchor there, and you broke out, and you near to 618. But that's it, right? It goes as high as 618. That's probably hit 50%. Is reversing. So I think if Bitcoin rallies to the upside and we see 99.50 again and we start breaking and going ham, then Tezos eventually would come up to test 285, the downsloping resistance, a new supply line that's been developed recently. But I mean, oscillators, I'm getting no help here, right? It probably showed like bullish convergence just like Bitcoin yesterday, and that's what gave it the pop. I don't see anything truly that special on Tezos besides from its high to the crash low. It hit a golden retrace a multitude of times, and that's where it's reversed. So the good news is, I guess, if you're a Tezos fan, is it kind of truly is trying to make a higher low than this low, but now it's in the bull's court and it's time to rally and make a higher high. And if it doesn't, then that's why we plot these channels, because it's like it's showing us, it's like visualization. Oh, consecutive lower highs or consecutive lower lows. We know what trend we're in right now. So you can be in like a mid-term uptrend and like a shorter term downtrend. And if you ever break that supply line, that's when you know you have like a technical breakout, and it could go to the 786 up to the next like major resistance up here, 333. Brandon Buller, what do you mean, dude? What does that mean? Good to see y'all, though. Thanks for everyone being here. That's all 650 of you. If you're enjoying the live stream.
I'm sorry I'm late. Mitch did BTC gap fill. Also, can you look at ticker symbol T?
You mean AT&T? Sure. The gap? No. Gap didn't fill, dude. Go back to it real quick. Gap is still, well, it depends, right? If you're looking at it on the daily, there's no gap. It's a pseudo gap. It's like, yeah, you opened higher than the close, but there's no physical gap that exists on the chart. Does that make sense? That'd be a good idea. Money printer sound when someone super chats. Ash, good idea. But to answer your question, Elliot, man, 97.15 right now on futures. The gap, we closed at 9,300 or so. But again, this is like 5-minute chart. Who cares, right? It's we just go back so you can see real quick. Thanks for the contribution. What I'm talking about. Well, I guess there is a 4-hour gap, somewhat. Not on the daily though. That's what we were looking at. See, you did gap up. The physical gap would fill at like 95.30, but where traders settled up on Friday to close was 92.90, excuse me. But what's crazy, right? You see this 97.35 area, right? It's not a joke area. Well, we've reversed here before. Oh, after hitting it once, selling off, attempting a rally and failing. Oh boy, but look left. Let's just go to the daily real quick so you can see it. So the daily, man, going back to history, May of 2018, I guess the peak of the wick with 98.40, but you're below that right now for the third time in less than a year. First time in October, second time in February 2020, third time's now. And on this attempted rally, we went to fill a gap, and that's it so far. But you can see what I'm talking about. There's not an actual real gap that exists where we closed to where we opened. Only selling's come in since the open, which was 36 minutes ago. delayed chart. Don't worry about it. That's why we have this. Okay, 97.15. About $10 off. Wow, in 10 minutes, $10 move. Whoa. Super sore. Yes, futures, meh. I mean, dude, S&P and Dow Jones futures, they're pretty much not even open right now. They're so dead. Okay. So what do we know, chat? We know that 9,600 is the Jesus support right now, that we must sustain prices above. And in order for the bearish divergence on the 4-hour to not mature, because we know if we break 9,600, we're probably real fast going down to 9,150 again. Because that's just how it's been going. Right? These support resistances are beautiful. I mean, Bitcoin respects the TA so much in terms of support, resistance, divergence, everything.
Yo, Mitch, your moderates are awesome. Thanks for the info and the positivity. Cheers to gaining more knowledge.
Ed Cross, thank you for the 5-man super chat. And yeah, shout out to the mods for being amazing. Yep. They are... What is it? They're the knights that guard the realms of men. And so their watch has begun for like 2+ years now. Thank you, mods. What's up, Danny, dude? Oh, thank you, man. He says everyone smash the like button. Thank you, dude, for the like advocacy. Charizard, do we have any edge on Nvidia? No, not really, man. It's just a Kang. And there was an edge, right? There was a pattern. There was an edge, dude, and it was called the Bulkowski pattern, and we knew what that pattern was. Just like AMD, inverse head and shoulders way back before, you know, it broke out April 14th. Even ran up to back test it as support once, the neckline, once. And has created a new structure, an upsloping channel where it has just gone insane. Ended the week 5.73% up at all-time highs. So, first target, I mean, the target I think that we would see in time, and it may not happen tomorrow or this week. I mean, it could sell off and hit the bottom of the channel, whatever, or goes parabolic because Nvidia, I think a lot of people have forgotten about Nvidia and how insane it's been in the past. 354 target, 362 is the other target, which is the 100% measured move of this inverse head and shoulders pattern. Go to the 4 hour, you can see it. 362.19, right from the breakout. That's how you measure, dude. And that's just in the midst of the fib extensions. So edge-wise, no, there's no edge for a long here. You'd be buying at premium, but you can't say you didn't have an opportunity on this or AMD because they both showed an edge on the market. And the only reason this is able to happen is because the S&P 500 has remained solvent. It has it's continuing to defy real economic data gravity. I mean, right now, I think the S&P 500, Dow Jones, NASDAQ, all of that is divorced from the real economy. So the free market, so how free is it, you know? When things just won't stop going up, but things are so bad. I mean, 1 in 5 Americans are unemployed. They filed unemployment. And that's like people that have reported data. Like, think about how many numbers aren't reported. It's staggering. I think it's the worst it's ever been or close to it. You know, you got to go to the Great Depression or something to see even close. 1983 was a recession too, but my God, this is way worse. We know, Steven, the stock market's not the economy, but regardless, I just said, you know, they are divorced from each other. Hey, $3 trillion stimulus from the Democrats got passed, I think, on Friday or something, right? So that's great for Bitcoin and gold. That's awesome.
China.
DraftKings due to reverse, showing exhaustion.
Dude, it's sky high. It had a great earnings report, I guess. Yeah, it had a surprise, EPS surprise.
Mitch man, Can you check LTC, please?
Hey, Arjun Govind, thank you so much coming in from, well, we know it's Skyrim, but it's like the city, Whiterun or what. Thanks for coming in from Whiterun, dude. Fast travel to Litecoin in a minute. And DraftKings Donkey Kong ticker, right? Oh my god, I don't even know how I still have this up. It's ETN, man. Did it hit 1 penny ever? Oh my god, it did actually hit 1.1 pennies. Bruh. Anyway, what was it? Oh, DraftKings Donkey Kong, yeah. I mean, exhaustion? Not on the weekly, man. Well, I mean, good God, what do you even do here? I don't even know what to tell you. How is it at 100? Oh, okay, because it gapped up. This is insane, dude. All we can do is look at log scale and Fibonacci, right? And the thing is, what happened to DraftKings? It exceeded a log scale 1618 on Friday on that EPS beat, 105% EPS beat. They weren't supposed to make money and they actually did. Bitcoin says live. Sorry, I'm shadow banned. Thank you, dude, for your condolences. Thank you, dude. So exhaustion, this is Rudy Poo. There's no TA that you can do. Look at the positive Momo. It's just this huge glob of positivity, man. All right, this is the way your attitude should always be in life. DraftKings, MACD, positive histogram. All right, take a lesson at least from that. Yes, overbought 82.56, but you're not showing divergence, so no buyer exhaustion definitively. Highest level of volume, some of the highest level of volume you've ever seen on DraftKings. You have to go way back to like May of 2018. So Donkey Kong. Yeah, you want to see true depression. What is this? 4 hour? What? Dude, J-Mode, man.
Super chatted $50. 11 episodes until 1,000. I feel blessed that I found this channel when I did. I'm curious, what are some of your favorite moments while streaming?
Thank you, J-Mode, for the 50. Can we get some, Fish Head says 4 hour divergence on Donkey Kong. I mean, maybe a little bit on the RSI, sure. Wow, J-Mob. I'll answer that question in just a second. Let me get back to just Fishhead was saying. He wanted to saying, is there? Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can look and see the 4 hour somewhat. 1, 2, 3. I mean, yeah, 1618. That's potential reversal areas. I mean, after that, dude, there's like nothing but outer space. There's nothing you can do. All right, 261. I mean, there's no resistance looking left. There's no Fibonacci. You know, it's like 5162, 2618. So I don't know if that's gonna happen. Yeah, 4 hour but you don't have any help on the daily or weekly. So that's what makes the argument weaker, right, Fishhead? So maybe in the short term it reverses and then reverses again to the upside. So let's get Litecoin out of the way. J-Mub, I'll get to that answer. Certainly, I'm not gonna forget it. All right, this is just terrible, right? Like 1 and 2 on the top and then 1 on the bottom from March 16th, and you can see like you fell out. You're trying to hold on for dear life, but you're getting squeezed in between that like demand line and the 200 moving average. You just can't break it no matter what Bitcoin does. Understand, you know, from the peak for Litecoin, Bitcoin is very close to it. If this was Bitcoin, it would be at like $50 right now, $49. But nah, it's at $43.75. Vastly underperforming. This looks like a bear flag, man. So if Bitcoin reverses the downside, Litecoin's gonna dump hard out of this channel and gonna have probably a pretty nice measure move the downside. But if Bitcoin rallies the upside, then it could just keep on meandering on up, floating on up, and eventually test $47 methodically. Right? That's what you think would happen. Look how terrible this is, dude. I mean, it's almost embarrassing. Look, a high on price and then about the same high, and it's like, all right, man, you're showing some like kind of bearish divergence there a little bit. What happened to this thing, man? Since the halvening last year, I mean, this was like, what was it, early June of 2019, this halved, and it's been just pain and misery ever since. Look, this is like the halvening up here, or around here anyway. terrible. 38, it didn't even retrace 50%. Okay, we zoom out. And we look at, if we think this is Bitcoin, right? If let's just compare this to Bitcoin. Bitcoin would be at $80 right now. You know, if it was Litecoin, this is where it would be. If it performed equally to Bitcoin on this chart, it'd be $80 or so. It's sad, dude. What happened, man? All right, and then you go to the weekly, and it's like, hey, it kind of still looks, it could be promising. It very well could be. It's almost like Dragon-esque stuff, where you show this bullish divergence very clear and concisely on the weekly. You're near these lows. You have an anchor point, 2 anchor points. You've got a downsloping. It's like a, you know, the hump. It's the supply line. And if it ever broke the supply line, I think that Litecoin could eventually see $85 again. But man, it's got to break $47, man. That's critical daily support resistance. You know, it's been a reversal pivot area. You barely engulfed last week. But the good news is, look, you're still in negative territory. You're about to switch to positive, and that's where we could start getting some price action, especially if Bitcoin doesn't go bearish and reverse majorly here. Litecoin has lots of upside potential despite its terrible performance lately. There's still hope for this thing to make higher prices. It's like a lower risk area for a long versus, oh my God, let's buy into Litecoin because it's pumping. It's at $142. People are like, the masses would be thinking about taking longs on Litecoin here, but they would never be thinking about taking a long here because this makes way too much sense. And these markets are, you know, they're created to take money away from the impatient and the ill-informed, the uneducated. They're meant to do that. Like, no one's paying attention to Litecoin right now. No one, really. Man, you'd get so lucky to get another chance at like $28, $29. You may not get that, though. Okay, everyone's sleeping on Litecoin. Bitcoin's at $96.99. What did it do, chat? What did Bitcoin do? What did it frickin' do? All it did was go down to say, hello, 9600. We understand how critical of a support resistance you are, and we're gonna test you to see if you're still real and valid. Done, son. Hour 10 minutes to go until your daily and weekly close. Yeah, episode 1000 coming up. So, some of my stream highlights. I don't know, man. Like this, the episodes. Of course, the one with 45,000 views was the most memorable one. That'll never be topped, probably, man. Right? I mean, Bitcoin was hitting nearly $14,000. It hit a golden retrace. That's what we were celebrating, and there were like 4,000 people watching the stream. Again, 45,000 views on a stream is nuts. And that's the highest I've ever had by far. I don't get anything like that anymore. Even though my average concurrent viewership is up so much from what it was before all that mania. So that's good. You know, Bitcoin Casino was memorable. Like, because it's just like, that's so much money. Unreal. Being able to stream in Las Vegas at the Bungalow Suite was an incredible experience. Getting to travel, being in Atlanta, being in Austin and New York, right? IRL streaming, going with Parl to the Bull, and, you know, getting to stream that live was so cool because everyone got to see me do it for the first time in my life with me. You were all with me doing that, and I love the stock market, so it was a big deal for me. You know, and when we were streaming earlier that day, someone stream sniped and said my parole officer was like calling. It's like, what are you talking about, dude? Don't. But then after that, someone else stream sniped, or like they called into the restaurant and paid for our entire meal and the tip. I mean, that was fun. I don't know, man. The old tip wars, that's long before anyone. Tip wars kind of.
Thanks for all you do. Can't tip all the time, but I appreciate for all you do. Yes, I harp while I work, but I watch every day.
You harp while you lurk? I mean, you literally play the harp, man? That's pretty lit. Does anyone know how to play the harp in here besides Harry? Thank you, man. That's the first tip from a harpist we've ever received here, probably. Thanks, man. Wide, diverse occupations in here. You know what, while we're at it, why don't you just type out what if you feel comfortable. You don't have to. Type out what your occupation is. What do you do for a living to make money? Let me know, chat. Spam it or just say what you
How
are.
about the stream where you went with the Viking hat to the liquor store?
That was a absolutely historical one too, man. A lot of memories, dude. Over 1,000 episodes since I started doing this early 2018. But yeah, that was a good one. See you at 10K when we were at 7K and we eventually hit 10K. Oh, I gotta look at T and O. Yeah, T, sure. Forgot, man. A decent amount of requests today. Oh my god, it's already breaking.
Is that a joint?
Tip wars. Yep, just like real wars.
Those were the days.
Yeah, just like real wars, man. They start out a certain way, but then there's a crescendo of battles between humans, and then the nuclear bomb gets dropped, and everyone says, whoa, this is it. We can't go any further than this, otherwise we face self-annihilation. So we can't do anymore. So there are no more tip wars, because the drink troll entered the battle, entered the war. And so, yeah, it's just been about that. So let's look at some of this, and I'll get to these requests, man. So we got network administrator, dermatologist, project manager, car mechanic, software engineer. Someone teaches golf lessons, IT support, software development, poker player, virtual coinist is a harpist. I don't know if I believe that. Digital marketing, Lord Vendetta, more programming. Heating and gas engineers. A lot of engineers, dude. What's up, Merlin, man? Sorry, it's like I gotta have to. Thanks, Stream Elements, for sucking.
Mitch, how can anyone be bearish on Bitcoin with Paul Tudor Jones investing 2% of his portfolio in Bitcoin?
You know, and look, if there's an edge on the market to be bearish, fine. But fundamental, it's like not even about, you know, big money getting into it. It's the fundamentals, right? What's happening with our
following CGC and other wheat stocks since you mentioned it a while back. Thoughts on GCG in the pot market right now? Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. I think that pot is on the upswing. They've all gotten to deep retraces, 99% retraces, 78, 88% retraces, perceived value areas. So it's low risk. CGC though hit an 88% retrace and has bounced like the Jesus since then. It's up way more than it at its lowest level, and I think that CGC will be seeing like $38 or something soon. Sorry, man, their questions are kind of overwhelming. Trying to just balance here. Let me show you real quick, dudes. This is like, look, man, like CGC, like pot. You go back to 2017. Remember, this is before even the crypto bubble occurred, right? That's how large this complex structure is. 88% retrace, which was confluent with the stronger support from 2017. You've rallied so much from there, and you sold off. You pivoted. ACB, a leader in the pot industry, helped propagate this to higher prices. I think there's another partnership or something stupid that happened that helped, but this eventually should see 28 to 40.
How about when Don One comes in and hype up the chat? We had a lot of good times. Keep up the excellent work.
Remember that time, Crypto Don Juan?
I hereby start Tip Wars 2.0. Let's go.
J-Mob, alright, he's starting a tip war. Remember that time Crypto Don Juan showed up the Bourbon Bowl? At halftime we won. Oh my god, man. Thanks, dude, for the 10. I remember, man. I remember. How amazing. Holy crap. So pot stock, Paul Tudor Jones, Merlin's good things again for the 5, dude. I mean, you know, people are gonna be bearish because they see signals from the market, but the weekly is not showing anything bearish. If anything, the weekly is starting to look bullish now. Again, daily is actually kind of reset the oscillators, and is looking like it's ready to go again and build positive Momo.
Tip war accepted. Inverse head and shoulders on BTC weekly. I know right shoulder hasn't painted yet, but what if? We are all dreamers. Thank you for all the teachings. Much respect. Drink Connect.
Drink Connect CB5557. Thank you for the 10. Drink. I don't know, man. It's Sunday. It's the Lord's Day, dude. It's Bitcoin's day because it's, you know, the weekly candle close stream. I don't know, man. So I don't even know, how do we even tip war? I mean, someone has to call someone else out. I mean, isn't that how they work? I can't even remember. It's been so long. It was like someone would tip and then someone would match it, and they would call them out, and then it would just happen. Where people would just be one-upping each other. Oh, one-up coin doesn't work again? Wow, go figure, man. Jeez, dudes. I'm done with it, man. Someone find me an alternative. You telling me? Seriously, man? I'm gonna hit him up and say it's still broken. Raggy McRagsdale's son? Oh my god, dude. Are you related to Jeremy Ragsdale?
Bruh.
Ragsy McRagsdale's and chipped $40. Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Oh my god, dude. Thank you, Jeremy Ragsdale, for the 40. My god.
I'm one-upping. Spin.
You're one-upping, J-Mob. God, man. I'll just be arrogant. It's a joke, dude. This is never gonna land on Logan wrecked. Boom. This is never gonna land on Chuck. You just can't even believe it, man. It's never happening. Get wrecked. We're so close.
Bruh.
Who's warring against who?
Tip War 2.0, collision, cool face, love you gesture, money bag.
All right, you've declared tip war on the world. Thank you, Crypto Don Juan. I don't know if did Jimmy Ragsdale one up you retroactively or something. I don't know. You're going down, whoever you are. Holy crap! So, thank you, dude. I don't know what to say, man. Y'all are incredible, and this is what a friggin' Sunday, man. Sunday fun day at a critical supply line, and could be in the midst of painting bearish divergence if you don't pivot at 9,600. We must, chat. If we do, we could be Kangs. We could see ourselves at 10,550. What's up, Rob G, man? Goodness gracious.
Thanks for always looking at data. If you ever go to San Antonio, let me know and meet up for a beer.
All right, Rob G. Will do, man.
Is that a joint?
Thank you, man. We'll look at Cardano.
Few.
Few Machine Gun Steve. Thanks for the 420. Scary, man. Don't shoot me, dude. Cardano's also at its own precipice of a crossroads, enormous crossroads. You can clearly see some sort of supply line that is unable to break. I know there's the wick there, but this makes so much sense anchoring here, getting all these touches.
Remember in Vegas when you bought those ladies a round of drinks by the pool? What did they call you? Was it baby hands?
Soft hands.
Ha ha ha. Remember MQ was being a total creeper too. Good times. Good times. Smiley face. Smiley face. Smiley face. Smiley face. Smiley face.
No, they said I had really soft hands.
Larking is what I meant. Hot too
Larking.
many cool ones on a beautiful day in Maryland.
Maryland. Oh my God, Terrapin football is gonna actually be good this year. You got Tualia Tagovailoa, Alabama's. Yeah, he was a quarterback. His brother was Tua Tagovailoa that's going to the Miami Dolphins. Tualia announced like Thursday or Friday he's going to Maryland. So Terrapin football, bullish divergence. At least with him. Thanks, Harry Taylor, for the 5. Surely enjoy that. Crab cakes and football, man. Soft hands, dude. It's okay, dude. And this is what happens, Larry. Why isn't this a head and shoulders? Is that a shoulder to you compared to this? No. It's a neckline. If you break the neckline, much higher prices are in store. If you don't break this neckline soon, you'll eventually backtest 5.032 cents, a critical area. If you don't hold that, you're going straight back down to 4.6 cents. That's what it is.
She says spin to get tipsy.
Dipsy, the love. So what happened to who's tipping who? What's the tip war, dude? Chuggy Chug Face. He might be out there, but he just got wrecked. Right, so I'm not looking at it like an inverse head and shoulders. I'm looking at it like it's testing a critical resistance down sloping a supply line. I also understand it has broken above a critical potential reversal area. Right? It held it. It's back testing it. And so now it's squeezed in. It's squeezed in between a critical resistance and a critical support. So and this is what I'm saying. It's a big crossroads here. ADA, if Bitcoin wants to rally and start breaking the upside and becoming bullish and maybe hitting 10,500 again, Cardano's got a chance of, I would say, going from this high point to the low point to get targets. Cardano has a chance of achieving 5.7 cents, 5.9 cents. The 786, though, the major one's 6 cents. If you break the supply line, if Bitcoin stays bullish and doesn't dump down to 91.50. Why is it generating? Is that something on my end? Sorry, stay-at-home kings, man. Thank you for letting me know, though, dude. Like, fast. I'm asking. What's up, Megan? The real tip war needs to be the HP bar and the spaceship. Yeah. Yeah, we could do it. Think about something like that for episode 1000, since we'll be in space. But yeah, I mean, like, it's just like, I don't know. But I do know what happens if you break one resistance or you break one support. Much lower prices or much higher prices. Okay, Cardano. So how is that not an inverse head and shoulders? Because it doesn't look textbook, man. I think this is super bullish. I mean, just the price action reversing at 382, really. I mean, I know it's moderate, but it's a shallow, moderate retrace. And that's just, if there's too much demand for an asset, it reverses there. It didn't even see a 50%. I don't think you want to see a 50% retrace now. This is it. It is time. You have broken 9,600. The weekly's closing. We have bullishly engulfed on the weekly. We're about to hit 60 on the RSI on the weekly. It is time to moon or dump.
Lord's Day. Lord Ray's Day. TA with Lord Ray on Sunday. Bless my July silver calls XD.
Roy Rhodes, you better be careful, because silver is at a potential major reversal area. And it's not because of divergence, it's because of harmonics. We can go to silver right now for you to see it. So it's been a great ride. And it just hit its multi-month highs. Yeah, couple month highs. 1618. I mean, this is like the reversal. This is the top. It's like if you exceed this, then it's no longer a bearish butterfly, but this is textbook bearish butterfly. But if it does exceed it and keeps going to the upside, then it's looking like probably you're gonna see 1712 or so. But again, this is exactly where something could sell off and eventually come back down to test 1584 before pivoting and running again if it's going to. Bearish butterfly on silver at the top of the PCZ. I don't have thoughts on it. Bitcoin Saves Lives, thank you for the 2, man. Really, I don't know much about H-bar. Maybe someone else has thoughts on it. Anyone else have thoughts on H-bar? Anyone? Bueller? Chat? Thanks. Can we look at silver? Oh, Mr. O'Keefe. Here we are. Yeah, exactly, Alexander. I mean, this is like fundamentals for Bitcoin, gold, silver. They are at all-time highs. You cannot argue with the fundamentals where central banks around the world are just massively printing irresponsible, stupid amounts of money, devaluing currency everywhere. But you can't do that with Bitcoin. You can't really do that with gold. You can do that less with Bitcoin than you can with gold, right? So, and that's why it's like within the next, between now and 2021, this is the time where it should be going up to 20K again at those higher levels.
Any TA learning resources you would recommend? Is upgrading from the free version of TradingView worth it? Which would you recommend for a beginner just getting started? Thanks for your resources and commitment to teaching.
Yeah, I mean, like, you can get like a yearly plan above the free one for not too much. I think it's worth it, especially if you're trying to learn and you're trying to learn like what other people are, how they do it. Educational resources, of course, like it's the go-to one. Everyone in here knows. Like, I'm gonna recommend that. It's Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. Read that before you do anything. If you're wanting to get into this world and you're new, go read Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas and then come back and be like, oh my God, that was step one. Now what? When you get done with it, come back. We'll talk about the next steps. Okay. Stay on temp. Oh my God, it worked, man. Let's go. I can't believe it worked, dude. What happened, man? Did Jaku fix it?
Stay_at_home_Tim tipped $101. I'm in the lead. 0.010420098 BTC.
Holy crap, man. Was it just slow?
Thanks for all you do. I learn something every time I tune in. You're a loved salty corn.
Dude, par 3. Thank you for the 1337. Holy crap, man. I'm glad you learned something every time you tune in. Salty corn. What is salty corn, chat? Salty corn? Anyone? Thank you. Wow. Yeah, Stay at Home Kings is just, he became the session top Jesus man. So, technically that's right. He is, if you're talking about tip wars, a cryptocurrency contributor is winning. No way, Herbert. Nah, I think it was just, is that how, does anyone know how the halvening has affected transaction prices on Bitcoin? Does anyone know at all? Please tell me. You were getting error messages? He must have done something. AJS, man.
Trading in the Zone. Thanks for the inspiration.
Let's go, AJS, man. Yeah, that is the mentality one must have when trading. Like, if you don't read that, dude, you might be destined to fail. It's that valuable. It'll change your life and the way you at least look at charts and think about trading, man. Everything, or just because you see something that's similar doesn't mean it's going to play out that way, because there are just different market participants on each asset you're looking at, right? So in order for it to work out exactly the same, you'd have to have the exact same market participants, you know? So, and we know that's not real. That's not gonna happen. Premium on silver is over 25%. Good God, man. It's been really slow. 3 paintballer. What else are people saying about transaction speed? Yeah, make sure, if you don't know, you don't have to buy Trading in the Zone. You can also listen to the audiobook. I like reading. I do better at reading because I can, like, I'll remember, you know how you'll remember sometimes where even like text is written in the book. Like, oh, I remember, I don't know what part of the book, but I remember it was in the bottom left of the book, that part, you know? So some people do better with the visuals of reading. Some do better with the auditory aspect. You know, it just depends who you are. So you can get it on, you can listen to it on YouTube for free. Transaction fees have gone up as soon as the halvening happened. %. What is that? It is a vague pronoun. Counter. Dude, 9700, who cares about that, dude? It's not about 9700, it's about 9600, dude. That is what is most important. 9700 is a nothing burger. But 9600 is kind of like everything. And you've held that. You went down, touched it like Jesus during the stream, and you've bounced off of it, and that's it. 48 minutes to go until your daily and weekly candle close. Hey, Vision Man.
I'm new here, but doesn't look like any seller exhaustion on silver. Can you get an update on Viacom SSO? 5 for each, and a spin. Smiley face.
If you request it, I'll arrogantly accept and be like, not landing, dude. Sorry. Yeah, get wrecked, dude. Positively. Fish head. Doesn't look like, yeah, there's no exhaustion on silver. So like that's how TA works, right? You can have there can be a perfect reversal area, but you don't have coinciding variables, so your argument is rather weak. But if you have buyer exhaustion at those critical reversal areas, your argument is stronger, and the probability of it reversing there is higher. And that's it. So Viacom Connect. Old Viacom, man, I remember. It's mega, dude. It's freaking mega sized. I'm gonna go back to 2009 levels. It's a bullish bat pattern. Well, no, it's bullish cipher. Technically, it's really not. It's just a cool way to look at the wave analysis here, where you're on your fifth wave and you might be reversing. This is this is the deepest retrace, the Mariana Trench. So like, you know, there's a gap fill at 1982. If this truly ends up being a reversal, which it could be, in time, dude, you could sell off for a week or two or a month, 1250, come back down, make a higher low here, like tap, whatever, and then eventually run. And your targets in time, I mean, this is like, you understand how slow this would be, right? If the pattern goes back 11 years or 12 years, it could take a year for it to get to the targets of this pattern. That's how it works, man. So potential reversal point, a major potential reversal point on Viacom, a perceived area of value with an 886 retrace, where eventually, maybe in 6 months to a year, you could see $33 to $40 again. That's Viacom. This is position trade stuff. Position trading, you're holding it longer, far longer than a week, a month. Much longer. So position trade stuff on Viacom. Okay, that's it. That'd be something to put in the portfolio and to reinvest the dividends and just sit tight, and then have a stop loss. I mean, you know, the problem is it's far above its 886 now, right? I mean, it's, if the pivot point was at $10, it's at $17.30 now. I mean, yeah, there could be downside potential, but like, you know, maybe if one's confident about this insanely large pattern and larger than Jupiter, then dollar cost averaging, even on the way down before it pivots to make a higher low and then runs again. And you're collecting dividends throughout this time, and eventually makes it back up, right? I mean, think about a gap fill up at, got $36. I don't think Viacom's gonna die. It just got shattered like everything else, and there might be opportunity here. SSL. I looked at it. I mean, it's dude, it's above critical 1998 levels. So that's great. I think it could be time to moon. It very well could. 3 rising valleys. Oh yeah, potentially 3 rising valleys above a critical 1998 level ice line. Perfect. This could be destined to go up much higher. SSL. Oh my God. 1 valley. Just like gold, right? Remember gold? 1 valley. 2 valleys. 3 valleys. 4. Just kidding. 1 peak. 2 peaks. Confirmation line of this potential bullish reversal pattern is at right around $5. %100% measure move. From the bottom of the structure to the confirmation line. That's how we measure this pattern. From a breakout point, which hasn't happened yet.
To me, China.
Viacom at 12.88 totes long-term hot SSL in at 2.5.
Good man. Very good. Fishhead, thank you for the 3. Yeah, and that SSL could eventually see itself around $9. Gap fill, one of the gap fills. Good God. It's at 979. So this is just a target for the Bulkowski pattern. Let's go. SSL, you've all been warned. As long as you stay, I think a healthy long is anything above 348, 350. You hold that, you could seriously be a king in time. Dude, Grubman.
Bruh.
You mind checking right now? Pennsylvania pin bearish divergence played out, but man, it got rolling to the upside. It's kind of playing that rising wedge.
Kind of playing the rising wedge. Grubman, thank you for the 20. Yeah, we can look at that. Trying to keep it balanced. Keep it on going, dude. Thank you, man. We will look at this. Okay, screen capture this so you don't forget about it. SSL. I think a selling point, like this trade, one might not want to be messing around below 350 because that would invalidate the potential pattern. This is where it should, I mean, you can come down to back test it too. So one could even have a limit buy set up at 350 because you know that's like the 1998 area. So you sprung and now you're trying to back test the spring. Maybe it hasn't really happened yet. But either way, man, it's like this area is good. This is like a long opportunity, but your issue is like you've had positive Momo for so long. Since March 25th, you hadn't seen negative Momo. That's kind of concerning, right? But if the index funds continue to money print and they're going to continue to be divorced from the actual economy, then you keep rising. This is going to rise too and eventually hit 913. All right, let's go, dude. Oh man, this looks like it's poised to break to the upside again, dude. Seriously. I mean, kind of, in a way. Regeneron, man. Dude, it looks like it's ready to go again, right? It's kind of like Bitcoin in a way. Where it, oh my god, is it going to double top? It kind of literally engulfed on the daily on Friday. But look at this, man. The oscillators are just screaming, it is time to rise again. Because you've had negative momentum since April 27th. Alright, you had the sell-off. You've rallied. You're back at this sell wall. You break this. You're going to 605.89, which is a gap fill. 1272.617. Look left. I think the next target on Regeneron, it keeps going, is your previous all-time high. That's it. I get it. Yeah, it's like RSI divergence, but that right there, man, you're talking about a market leader for trying to find a vaccine or cure for coronavirus. It can't be stopped. It can't be stopped, man. So, gotta ride with the trend has to continue, right? I mean, there's like, you could plot a channel here. Yeah, there's probably a demand line or something. There you go. Your uptrend is nice. So next target 605, 617, 656. Boom. Bitcoin 97.24, less than 40 minutes to go to your weekly candle close, just hanging out, trying to hold 9,600 for dear life. Trying to play something, dude. You've filled a gap Friday and a few days before it. Pin. This is Grub's favorite, the Pin 5 Club. Gablet. What's he saying, man? What did you just say? Alright, big deal. There's another gap on Pin at 37.91. Don't worry about that. Just worry about this one for now. Good news is, like, Ice Line, you're above it. Incredible. Very good to be above that, man. That's, like, not a joke. Look at this. Super serial. But there's a peak that you haven't touched yet. You'll probably touch that next week or something. But above that, man, good Fibonacci after that. I mean, $20 is a big area. You're talking about a rising wedge. Yeah, definitely looks pretty clear there, right? A rising wedge. It does look like a rising wedge. Remember Bitcoin had a rising wedge and it broke to the upside like crazy? Money printer go brr. I mean, think about it. It did this because casinos were shut down. Casinos are beginning to open up again, right? Everything's starting to try to make, trying to go back to normal. So right above that's the 200-day moving average, the 50% retrace. You ever break 2140, man, you're going up to 2560 or so. Look, you're gonna have these mini resistances above you the whole way up, and these mini peaks. So 22, 23, I mean, there's just like a bunch of different potential reversal areas, but very moderate of retrace. So you'd think that, dude, I get this too. It could be just diverging the whole way up. Very real. Oh my God. The 4 hours, insane, dude. Look at this. It's like, well, this one, it had to start here. Forget this one. But from here, a high, a higher high, a higher high, a slightly higher high. It's like quintuple MACD bearish divergence on the 4 hour. Good God. So how can it go up higher when you're showing all this divergence? Right, I mean, you are showing clear, discernible divergence on slightly higher highs at a critical potential reversal area. As you can see, we've reversed majorly there before. We've also broken it and back tested it as support before rallying to much higher levels. So maybe we do reverse here. But I'll tell you this, a target 100% measure move to the downside. It does play out that way. $11.11, make a wish. Okay, breaks the upside, 100% measure move, whatever, dude. Gonna be at like 28 bucks. So you'd think that the edge would be with the bearish right now, with all this divergence, with the bearish pattern at the top of the bearish pattern, right at the bearish potential reversal area from 2015. Okay, there's your pin. Bruh. Anyway, Ed. My God, man, y'all been running me ragged today on a request. I don't think I've had this many requests in a single stream in a very long time. And thanks for the 600 people still tuned in. Wow, 5 likes away from 300. Let's go, man. If you haven't hit that like button, what are you doing, dude? So it's run out the clock situation, 34 minutes and change to go until your weekly close. Yeah, crude is going, man. Let's go by those futures just for a second. Crude is still killing it, man. Up 3.22% right now. Raggedstale. Yeah, that's right. Jeremy Raggedstale. Where do we get it, Renee? Zachary Schneider. Help me get that. So here are your futures again. S&P and Dow Jones are up almost 1% now, so they're climbing. Bitcoin has gapped up. You can clearly see it. 97.55 at this current time. With Bitcoin spot holding above 9,600. That is incredible. We must hold that. Daily almost, it kind of looks like daily's set up for higher prices with that negative momentum waning, and we're about to go positive again. The daily lining up with the weekly bullishly engulfing, and it's a strong engulfing candle. It's not a joke candle like, oh, it barely engulfed, man. Nah, it's not like that. It's like, whoa, convincing engulfing candle only after back testing 8200 2 weeks in a row. That is old resistance support, holding it like the Jesus man. With the weekly and the daily looking set up like it's setting up for higher prices. RSI at 60, about to be at it. That's bullish territory, man. Positive momentum, just in the midst of waxing on the weekly. That's it, man. Wish there's more to talk about. Good God. Oh, and of course, the monthly. We can look at that. 14 days, 1 hour to go, 2 weeks, chat. Look at this log scale. Right, you had a bullish engulfing candle last month. You've got follow through this month. Guess what, on the monthly, you're about to go positive, neutral to positive again on the histogram. RSI 57 neutral. But, 3 points off bullish territory. Price contraction for over 2 years now, chat. Really, in log scale, look at it. Price discovery, buying climax, nearly $20,000. Price contraction. Symmetrical triangle. Supply line is upon you. If you were to test the supply line this month, literally 11,130 or so is that supply line. So that is why, if the daily and the weekly are set up for higher, they look like they're setting up for higher prices. With a supply line at 11,130, you got to think it could happen this month in the next 2 weeks. But if you can't ever break 99.50, well, there's a long way to go to the downside, where the bottom, the demand line of this symmetrical triangle would put you in time around $4,400. Because you always got to talk about what could happen if the upside doesn't happen. The downside is very real too. Alright, man. So just testing a newly manufactured supply line from the dates of May 7th, May 14th. Alright, and now, of course, May 17th. What's up, Roy, man?
Last one, promise, winking face, dollar trip getting demolished. Seems extremely low risk for a long, but also worried about the apocalypse, Kappa.
We'll look at it. Thank you, Roy. Give me a sec. It's a good song. Yeah, old trip, man. What a trip. Gross, dude. Is it at all-time lows? Certainly. TripAdvisor at all-time lows. $24 was his previous all-time low back from 2011. 886 retrace. Definitely an 886 from this low to high. I mean, maybe even more. It might be 90% plus. Bullish hammer on the daily. No edge. Nothing like, oh god, we got some clear discernible bullish divergence or something. None of that. Oh god, bearish convergence. Completely no edge on the 4 hour even. Nice bullish hammer. That's it. Filled a gap and nothing else. Good god. Weekly? No help on the week, dude. No edge on the weekly. There's no seller exhaustion on the weekly. Nah, dude. I don't like it. No thanks. No thanks. Why get TripAdvisor when you could look and find something that is much better? There, and we're looking at things. We've already found things on this stream that are better. And what about what about gold and silver? Screw Trip. Screw Trip. All right, so let's see. Let's try to do a straw poll because we are at serious levels again, chat. And it's like we're at these critical levels. And we're showing strength, man. We're showing higher lows accumulation. Like, something's got to give. Okay. Will Bitcoin break 99.50 this week? I think that's good enough, right? It's simple. Because that, I mean, despite the supply line, 99.50 is real. You break 99.50, you're going most likely to 10,500, unless you just up the rest like a scrub the first time. Here is the poll, chat. So 7 days, man. Posting the poll in the chat. Go vote, man. Go vote. Here it is. Cast your vote or be destroyed. 50 votes so far. Majority so far says yes. 99.50 is going to break this week. Just time. Bizico thinks the bearish divergence is going to play out on the 4 hour. It could. It very well could. But very easily, Bitcoin could just start going to the upside. And that that positive histogram wick that's now whitish green, could just go green again. And you could keep building positive Momo on much higher prices. So you can't count it out yet. All it did was go to back test a critical 9,600. It's a big deal. What's up, Jonathan McHugh? Good to see you, dude. OG. Oest Gist. 118 votes. I remember my first straw poll, chat. Embarrassing. So I guess, the jar's full. So we could do something, man. Just put on the, hold on. Sorry, it's like, it takes a minute the first time. Dude, this app's frozen right now. Are you kidding? I can't do anything if it freezes like this. Like what? Well, I'm gonna reset it. Sorry, bear with. Tim won the tip war? Yeah, dude. I mean, it ended as soon as it started. There was no structure. No one was challenged, right? No one was like, I officially challenge you to a tip war. That's normally how they go, so. Oh my god, what is it doing right now? We're gonna have to delete in the process manually? God. Ending this task. Get out of here, man. Being a scrub. Here we go. I'm back. Yeah, I'm back. Okay, now I'm gonna be a wizard, man. I can be a wizard, man. Oh my god. So yeah, man. You really don't want to see this on the histogram. You want Bitcoin to pivot and start rallying and testing 99.50 soon so we can build positive Momo so the divergence doesn't mature here, which would be terrible. Because if you break 9,600, the downside, because of the divergence, you're going to see 91.50 again, and then party's over, dude, right? Oh my god, man. Super scary. Was it like permanently like that now? Does that mean I should change it to red? No, man, I'm a scary wizard, dude. Maybe. Dude, it's broken. It bugged out when I drank the coffee. So now I'm just, yep. 22 minutes, man. Don't know if I'll make it. Help me make it, man. 20 more minutes so we can see the weekly candle close together. It's tough sometimes, you know. Not too much hype going on, but we know how important things are right now, you know. Well, there was kind of Charizard, yeah. Oh no, it's back now. Sweet. Bruh. Virtual wizard hat, that's right. We've gone hatless here at the Mitch Ray TA studio. Whatever. Oh yeah, T. Sorry, man. Dude, I've had, again, I think it's a close to a record number of requests this stream. T is testing, well, it already did. This is AT&T on the weekly, dude. Not a joke, right? Going back to 2003, 2009, and here we are, 2020. Unfortunately, from this low to this low, absolutely no bullish divergence. I don't know, it's like fell off a cliff, but held that demand line good. But now we're selling off and hoping you can hold. Definitely looks like an ice line there. Support resistance. Yeah, look where Trader settled up in 2018. Right here. Nice bullish hammer too. Wow. So $27 to $28 is, you'd think, fine. Like, that's maybe lower risk, high reward opportunity areas. You're not buying at premium, you'd be buying kind of at areas of value. But, I mean, look at the weekly. Just all this negative Momo still. Yeah, hold on a sec, man. It gets wild. Because it's like, oh yeah, because I mean, it was perfect though. I mean, look, I remember this is a wonderful trade. The momentum shifting pattern, the structure, complex inverse head and shoulders. You broke out, ran up, and hit a very critical resistance, and that's where you kind of double topped. Started showing distribution, and then the channel, you broke the demand line, and it was over. I mean, you had one more rally, but then, you know, Corona. So you fell back in the channel, man. Okay, so that's all like real life, man. This was awesome. An old trade. Well, could be showing convergence divert. It's like a harmonic, right? It's like tap, man, isn't it? Just mess around with it. No, we can't, because it was too deep of a retrace there. Way too deep, so it can't be a harmonic. But the daily on AT&T, very intriguing. Well, it was Thursday. beautiful piercing line reversal candle. Japanese candlestick reversal pattern. All right, so we'll see. 28, 27, you know, looking left, how important that is. Staying above this could be a reversal reroute to the upside. All right. Get rid of this. No point in having the channel now. High to low. Hit a 382. Evening star reversal. So yeah, hold above 27, 28, and you could find yourself right back at $31 and higher. $32, right? I mean, it did commonly retrace, but now at this point, it's like, if we can get another higher low, then we could keep going right back up to common retrace, $31 to $34 eventually. Just make a higher low than this low, and it could be one of those harmonic looking things, you know, structures, even though it's not a real one. There you go, $31 to $34 if the world doesn't continue to collapse. Colby, man, where you been, dude? That was an ascending triangle. Yep, we've been talking about that one in Patreon for a while. New AT&T CEO coming July 1st. Interesting. It would be the catalyst, man. Yeah, because it's not an inverse head and shoulders. I know you. Yeah, sorry, CB, man. A lot of stuff, dude. You're talking about weekly. Yeah, is it a weekly inverse head and shoulders? Sure, it could be, but you'd have to be like. You'd have to go down to $7,000, dude. So I don't know if you'll get that. I mean, maybe. What if it won't happen if this engulfing candle gets followed through price action? Follow through price action on a bullish engulfing candle. The only way you get follow through price action is busting to 10,500 and higher, and maybe 11,500, because we know there's 10,500. But dude, past 10,500, the manufactured resistance from October 24th, nothing until 11.5. So I think breaking this 99.50, there could be a huge move up. Right? I mean, there's no. The weekly is not implying a reversal of the downside. Weekly is kind of saying, hey man, you could keep going up. You could keep going. Because you just tested. The old resistance was regarded as support twice, not once, twice. Confirmation. And now we're at the next major historical resistance. 15 minutes, man. Colby, all you have to do is just type, go to the Patreon unofficial setups chat, and then type keyword like work, W-O-R-K, and just scroll and look for, you know, what me and I post the chart and stuff. You'll be able to see it. I always, when I post a chart in the unofficial setups Patreon chat, I'll post the ticker always, so it's easy to refer to whenever needed for you or any other patron or me. Catterday, yeah, I think, yeah, there's definitely an astronaut filter for sure. So CB, there you go. CB saying, hey, what about? Well, it's nothing yet. He's just saying left shoulder, head, and then right shoulder back at 69, 7,000 again. Well, only if we reject 99.50 for the third time in less than a year. That's the only way you'll get it. But if you don't reject it, and on the third time, if the third time's a charm, there will certainly be no inverse head and shoulders. If anything, right now, like Kiki was talking about, it is already a pattern, and it's a right angled and descending broadening formation pattern. Right here. That's a bullish pattern. So that, I think that's literally what's going on right now, non-inverse head and shoulder, or even potential. I get it though. You know, it's just the idea. Sure. Gonna happen. So we know the top of this structure is 10,550 or so. Could hit it. If you break it, moon time. For real. I mean, 11,500 would be the target after 10.5. So pray for the bullish engulfing candle on the weekly to get follow through price action, and we will be kings. Finally. No, there is certainly not a head and shoulders pattern forming on the 4-hour chart. No. 100% no. That is not weekly bearish divergence, Charizard. You sure, dude? You have a high on price. You have yet to make a higher high on price. You're still in the midst of the impulse, the wave. And you're not making higher highs. You're showing lower levels of relative strength for now. That's not divergence at all. Once you make a higher high than 10,550 and you're making lower levels of relative strength, that's when we say divergence. But that's not happening, because if we go to 10,500, we're going to be matching this and going higher probably. On the RSI, you'll be eclipsing 60 like nothing if we go to 10,550. Okay? So no, there's not bearish divergence. Yeah, the Tesla's much sexier of a pattern than this. Yeah, it's a real pattern. It's a bullish pattern. It's dude, Kings, man. No one could challenge you, dude. And thank you, man, because that tip, the tip, that gave us all indication that OneUpCoin is working properly now, and that's huge. So, thanks, man. Oh, gold on the move, man. Oh yeah.
Can we look at ETH again? I'm sure you already have.
What's up, Rich May? Thanks for the 690. Vergecoin, Pornhub in the jar. The broken jar. It's completely... Can't do it anymore. Yeah, we looked at it, I think. No, we didn't today, actually. Hold on. It's very, very interesting what's going on with this one, right? Where it had this beautiful, well-respected channel, the structure. It fell out of it. But then it formed like, it's like mid-term uptrend, short-term downtrend, shorter-term downtrend. And now it's broken the supply line of the descending broadening wedge. So 100% measured move of a pattern like this is the top. I mean, that's 225, but I thought that's where we go anyway. Like, if you stayed above 197, 198, talked about this literally yesterday. We went to this chart and did this exact same thing. Talk about, you held above this long enough, you'll probably get to 225 in time. That's up here. That's the next target. That's exactly the top of the descending broadening wedge. 100. Look, descending broadening wedges are different than all the others, where you measure the size of the structure. No, for these, the tops of the patterns are the targets. So 225, 226 is the target on Ethereum, barring acts of Bitcoin. Because if Bitcoin dumps to 9150 again, Ethereum's screwed. It's going to be coming back down to 191. If it breaks that, you're going down to 180, 165, 159. Okay, so if you're an Ethereum fan and you want to see this 100% measured move get hit, you're praying for Bitcoin to finally break that 10,550 area once and for all. Okay. Does Bitcoin need to completely engulf the previous weekly candle to be considered engulfing? No, shadows don't mean anything when it comes to engulfing candles. Traders opened a position and they closed the position, right? That's where they settled up to close the week. Candle close is all that matters for an engulfing. Okay, so don't worry about the wick. Lights up, man.
Tip and drink war. I challenge stay at home, Tim.
I think your CB might be, I think, $80 off for the tip war, right? Since he's at 101. And I know you tipped to 10 earlier, but I don't know. If he wants to play this way, he can. I mean, that's on him. You want me to spin? Whatever, dude. I'll arrogantly spin, dude. Pfft, you'll never get chugged, dude. In a million billion years, dude. Easy. Nice. Real nice. That didn't work as I thought it would. Yeah, gold's killing it, man. Well, I mean, no surprise. Is there any surprise on gold? The Jesus man. Look at gold, chat. Let's just go to it. Before beer chug, man. Oh, what do you want, dude? What do you even want? This was handed to you on a silver platter here, chat. Literal silver platter. If you didn't get this, it's your own fault. It's your own friggin' fault here, dude. Leroy Jenkins for gold, though. And big round of applause.
Please clap.
1762 is upon us. The golden platter. There you go. Not a silver platter. Roast beef, yes. Certainly. Yes. And many others did too. Did you? You like the confidence? That wasn't confidence, man. That was arrogance. The wheel spin arrogance, ego thing. It's a meme. It's a joke, dude. Where's Jeffy at, dude? I'm ping Jeffy, dude. I love God. It was a ticking time bomb. Raffle, I believe those were the words, right? Those were the words before the breakout. The 3 rising valleys. Bullish, reversal, or continuation pattern. Well, roast beef, I bet you would have if you watched the stream before the breakout. We were so adamant about this one. This was like multi-year highs on gold right now, dude. Killing it. Bitcoin, unfortunately, is 96.59. 6 minutes to go till your weekly and daily close. Let me see if I have a beer up here. I don't know. I don't. I gotta go get it downstairs. I'll be right back. I'm gonna get this beer and try to chug it before the weekly close. That's 6 minutes, so give me 2 seconds. Enjoy the sights and the sound of the TA. Look at freaking gold, dude. Four minutes, chat. 4 minutes. Hold on a sec.
Is that a joint?
Probably can't just stop it, right?
Let's go. Can't say enough about gold. Isn't it beautiful when the macro lines up with an asset that is in a true bull run? Kings.
What's up, Jeffy, man? Dude, what's going on with gold? Nothing crazy. All-time highs on the fundamentals for gold. Multi-year highs, highest levels gold seen on about 8 years, right? What is it? Yeah, highest levels gold seen since October of 2012. Beautiful, dude. Gorgeous. I mean, it's just... And the better thing is, so many of us got in on it. This is what this channel and stream's about, man. Right, Jeffy? Like, every time we looked at this, it's like... You're holding support. You're showing bullish stuff. Fundamentals are good. Hidden bullish. It's like, what else could you ask for a stream? Do I need to start showing cleavage? Is that gonna... Right? This is so much fun, dude. And we all are here together, making gains together. Let me pour this beer. Jeffy, I have to chug. Someone landed on the freaking chug. Sorry. Thanks, man. Good to see you celebrating sick, fat, Stewie gains. Alright, here it is. I still got 2 minutes, chat, alright? Dude, plenty of time. I only need like 10 seconds max, ever. And I got 2 minutes. This is almost like it's a year away until the weekly candle close and beer chug time, okay? Don't worry about it. Ideas on what's driving gold? How about central banks all around the world printing record levels of money?
Chance of a quick look at that?
What's up, Baker Man? Yeah, look at the silver again. Add a 1618 fib extension, but no exhaustion. So target 1712. How about that, man? 1712. And after that, 1738 to the 786 retrace from the high to the crash low. Alright, talking about we've exceeded moderate retraces. We're going to deep retrace territory. You'll see 1712 in time. That's the resistance. That's the next one. It's coming, dude. Alright, silver. So forget about the harmonic. Just too bullish. And again, it was only a harmonic. That's one variable. That's not good enough to take a short on something. You have to have 3, 4, 5, 10 coinciding variables to have a valid argument. It's just blasting right through the 1618 on the new week. There you go, Baker Man. Oh god, 40 seconds. Crap. Good God, it's like fizzy lifting drinks. Chat. God, I'm sorry about that. A new daily candle, a new weekly candle has been born. Yay. We have done it. We've held above 9,600 like the Jesus men. Amen. Amen's in the chat. Jeez, dude. Oh, there you go. There's your chug, dude. Dude, they're so tough now. They used to be so much easier. I don't drink anymore, you know, so... I know, I am a big geek now when it comes to alcohol. So we tested it, we held it. The divergence, still kind of unclear. It looks like it could be, but if we start rallying for real, then you're going to invalidate. The divergence is just going to keep being postponed. Weekly clearly did not break above the critical areas. Let's go back to weekly. Good news though, right? you did close above 9,600. So on the weekly, we could go down and test 9,600 again to back test it on the most significant time scale. Go test it before running again. I mean, you run up, down, whatever, but eventually you might want to regard it as support here on this new week, since we did have a candle close confirmation break above that week of April 30th, 2018 high, right? Where traders settled up and the reversal happened. It's good news. So you're either going to 9,600 soon or 9,950, one or the other. I mean, that's just what's going to happen this week. It's okay. You get that? We're ping-ponging between a zone of resistance now. You can get intra-week price action where it falls below it for a while, but eventually, within the next 7 days, you want to close above 9,600 again, preferably back testing it, regarding it as support. Okay, but you can always see 9,950 before doing that, if ever. Okay. Oh man, Tiffy, I'm back every day. I am your 7-day-a-week streamer. All right, I mean, I try to be. I've been on a streak, dude. When's the last time I didn't stream in a day? In 24 hours, when's the last time I didn't stream? Chat, can someone tell me? No, you probably can't even tell me. Because you don't know. Because it's like, dang, dude. My attendance record, Dwight Schrute levels, okay? Beer equals carbs. Not this. This beer is 2.6 carbs, dude. Well within my macros. Not a problem, dude. 96 calories is a freaking joke, dude. I'll walk this off as soon as I get done streaming. Easy. Filling the booze extra? Not yet. This is complete muscle relaxation stuff, right? Health book. So that was interesting. Hey, I finished the beer chug before the weekly candle closed, so I told y'all I would do it, man. Okay, so I don't know, man. Not much price action. Good news is on the weekly, you have officially hit 60 again. We're back in bullish territory, at least for now, on the weekly RSI. Fantastic. Last time we up thrusted through it, could not sustain relative strength above this bullish area, and you can see what happened. Coronavirus, though. This was coronavirus. But we've been reborn. We've been given another chance by the Jesus man. So is it time to break into bullish territory and to start doing stuff like this? This is a bull trend on Bitcoin on the weekly. Bull cycle, bear cycle. Brief bull cycle, bear cycle. You gotta break this, man, at some point. Come on, dude. Great news. I mean, that warrants Jesus chimes in itself, dude. We haven't seen 60 since February. Mid-May now, going into late May. So Bendigo. Yeah, Bill, we did metals, mate. Got the stream early. Oh yeah, Xerox, that was when my dad got inducted into his high school's Hall of Fame for football. That was the October 24th, 2019 high. The first attempt. Right here. But it doesn't mean I didn't stream that day. I sped home and actually went live before that day ended, so that doesn't even count. I did stream that day. It just wasn't my regularly stream time. It was the later stream, a night stream. So So yeah, dude, like for real, anyone remember when I didn't stream? I don't even remember. That's why I'm asking you. I don't even... For the year of 2020, I have not missed a day of streaming. I'm almost certain I have not missed one day since 2020 began. Not bad. Yeah, Stadium Kings. I think that was a travel day when I was like coming back from Vegas or something. I think I'm recalling that being maybe the only time I didn't stream. Hidden bullish divergence on the weekly? No. There's no divergence anymore. The divergence was classic and it's playing out still. It's still in that wave. Coughing, yes. I did. Oh god. Chugging beers, man. It's just not like it was before. Oh yeah, let's do that poll again. Remember the poll. Will Bitcoin break 99.50 this week? In this next 7 days, will we break it? Go vote. So far, we only have 152 votes. Meh. So freaking meh, dude. Oh. Did not feel good. Hey, what's up, Anderson? 163 votes, man. Alright, so majority of the audience, I believe, thinks that we will break 99.50. We will be kings. If we break 99.50, 10k, you're going to 10,550 or so. JTAW is certainly not a pennant. That would just be, yeah, it's a symmetrical triangle because of the size of the pattern. Pennants are they're much smaller consolidations. But yeah, we look at it on the monthly, dude. I look at this on the monthly in log scale. All right, important. Here's your pattern that you're looking for. Multi-year price contraction on Bitcoin after an insane multi-year market expansion or price discovery. All right, top of this pattern, if we were to break 99.50, it does seem likely in time if we are to test the supply line this month, we would see 11,180. 11,000, whatever, dude. I don't know. It's like, make sure we're perfect here. It would be 11,100 and change. Remember, last month, bullish engulfing candle on the monthly. That's extremely important. And this is after the world economy kind of collapsed. We're back like nothing even happened. We're higher than we were before Corona stuff started taking hold on the economy. It's nuts. Sorry, I should have been looking at this. I forgot. So 97.32 on Bitcoin on your new 4-hour, new weekly, new daily candle. Sorry about that. Your monthly. Here's the supply line. Let's just not showing you, but telling you 11,100 and change this month if it's to happen. Okay. Big ups the engulfing bulls and liquidated shorts, Andy man.
Look here! Look, listen!
Atani, in a way, it accelerated the devaluation of the world reserve currency and all the others. Yep, that's actually good for Bitcoin and gold. It has made fundamentals on both assets all-time highs. Okay. Atani, here's gold. To Jesus, man. Multi-year highs. Highest levels you've seen since October of 2012. It's beautiful, dude. It's a work of art. Three rising valleys. 1762. Should see that very soon. What's up, FYX? All in Walmart, man. Well, tomorrow could be a good day for it. It had closed with a breakout. We can't see anything. Oh my god. Well, the hype is dead since we're not pumping immediately. I know, dude. But poll, almost 200 votes. Bitcoin's already followed gold. Five more votes. Anyone? Bueller? Tuesday earnings. Yeah, for Walmart. Yeah, Target's on Wednesday, I think. You got some pretty big ones. Take-Two is next week, I think, on Wednesday. Not Amazon. Oh, my God. Oh, that chug hit me pretty hard, man. I think earnings will be really good. But, again, it's a coin flip, right? For sure. So since the new week began, all we've done is gone up. No sell-offs, no back test to 9,600 again. We did that last week. 97.58. It seems like if the buying's to continue, you could very well test 98.62 again. That is the supply line, the newly manufactured supply line, where we tested it once. But did we reject it? I think you did something natural that you should have done. 96 was tested. Yeah, whatever. The important price is 10,150? Not really, dude, because we hadn't seen that at all. We didn't even see that on May 7th. You know, it's actually 99.50. That's the most important area. Because that's the wick high, the weekly wick high, the top of the support resistance zone from history. Okay, nice, dude. We got over 200 votes. This will be a good one, man, because we're going to be monitoring this all week. I mean, maybe, unless just something happens really early. But yeah, this is a big one, man. Most of y'all think that we're going to have a major breakout. I think if we do break 99.50 this time, it's not going to be a joke like it's been the past few times. Yeah, it's a big if, man. 97.53. This is what I'm talking about, too. This is exactly what I've been talking about for people that have been saying there's bearish divergence. You don't know yet, dude. You just don't. Look, if the price action starts rallying, you're not going to have it. You could go to 10,511K and have much higher levels of positive momentum before it really starts maturing as bearish divergence. Sorry, dude. This could just keep going, man. And that's why. And it's like really the daily and the weekly are setting up for higher prices. So they look primed and ready to go. If market participants want to push the price up, they could, and it wouldn't be crazy. The 4 hour, that's why you have to think with an open mind like that, because the more significant time scales are looking more bullish than bearish. So therefore, this is kind of, I don't know, man. It's not ready yet. It could just keep going. Could just keep building. So any kind of price action makes it continue on and start building again, right? Barely anything. You're gold again, man. Yeah, silver's testing $17, man. I'm gonna add an alert near that overhead resistance where it should run to. I don't know why it would not do it now. Silver, you better look out on the 4 hour. Silver's at 85. It's almost like a cryptocurrency right now. Next resistance, 1712. 786 is 1738. The deep retrace, the first deep retrace. T-Puppy, technical analysis kind of gives us a look of what whales are doing. I mean, you say, this is what someone said in the Discord chats, I wish we could watch the whales like the Truman Show to know what they plan to do, haha. But it's like, look what the whales were doing. The whales were Bob Rossing a bullish pattern in a bullish trend And it was perfectly tested over and over and over. And look where we are on gold. We are able to oftentimes see what the whales are doing. The whales are making the market. They're painting for us. And if you're able to identify patterns, you can get in with the whales. You're playing the whales game. So I'm just like, that's so weird when people say that. It's like, dude, oftentimes you get those opportunities if you know how to read charts. Oil going nuts. Look at the futures real quick. Yeah, oil is insane. Up 4.34% right now, chat. Top right of your screen. Just hit a high of 30.81 and it keeps going, man. S&P Dow Jones futures are meh. You know, only up about 0.76, 0.8%. Bitcoin, bottom right of your screen, is at near the highs of the new day, the new week, 98.15. No gap fill. Because here's the thing, man. There is no gap fill on the daily. There really isn't, man. There's no, vacuum. But there is on this scrub chart. That's fine. But it just, daily is most important. Forget this. This is just me showing you the live price action. I have to. I can't. The other one's, delayed. So, yeah, dude. Crude's killing it, man. Continuing on up. Very good song. Hey, 523 y'all still here. Can't believe it, man. Why are you even watching, dudes? I can't believe you'd watch a guy in a wizard hat. I can't believe this, dude. But yeah, I think my welcome's about to be over. Okay, chat's dying. Losing viewers, 97.56. Probably going to test 98.60 again soon. The downsloping resistance. Who cares? Likes, nice, dude. Thank y'all. Really appreciate that. Not far off. Yeah, 10 off of Elon Musk, man. 97.71 highs of the day for Bitcoin. That's right, chat. Highs of day. Only after back testing the critical support that we have identified, and we've known it's been there for a long time. Ready? Of course not. It's been a very long time. What's up, Colby, dude? Thanks for joining the Patreon, man. And good to see you back. Know you've been busy, man. Lurker roll call. Yeah, roll call for lurkers if you're here. 98.35. Bitcoin futures have just made the highs of the day. 98.40. 97.75 on spot. Just hit its highs of the day. Soon to see probably 98.50 or so to test that little supply line. You break it, 99.50. You break that, 10,550. Boom. Lurkers, unite. Lurkers, type. Lurkers, hype. Well, not bad, man. 97.81, chat. 97.84. Yes, calling for lurkers. There's some lurks. Meh. That's okay, chat. Tabazar dated a lurker. 97.87. Not good song playing too. 98.50 on futures, highs of the day. That's right, Darren. A huge engulfing candle on the weekly. It's not a joke. Depends what you want to get into, Randy. I would just say go take a look. I mean, take a gander at Evolution of a Trader by Thomas Bulkowski. That's a good one, man. or Trade's About to Happen by David Weiss. I love that one. You can take a pick, whichever one you want. Just maybe diversify it. So go from Bulkowski to, well, that was, or you could do the Japanese Candlestick book by Steve Neeson. That's also a good one, if you're so inclined. Can we break 450 likes, Atani? I don't know about that, man. We hadn't even tested it once, right? Oh, we did get to 420 likes, though.
Is that a joint?
Probably can't because stockholders, right?
Bruh.
Thank y'all. Oh my god, Alex Copper, the Copper Shield. Get wrecked, dude. Copper in the chat. You just don't understand. Imagine me a copper holder not owning silver or gold. Ouch. Give me the billions, man. Give me out of billions. Just back to our favorite gold. I love golds. Yes, we all do. So 1762. If you break 1762, guess what? 1791. Let the FOMO commence. How could we ever get this high? All us talking about gold way down here at much lower levels on stream. How? FOMO. FOMO can get you to all-time highs. FOMO can get you to multi-year highs. Just wait for the FOMO. The FOMO has not begun, I don't think, on golds. It will, though. Like, not even a joke. It's not crazy at all, Patriots. It's literally the most normal thing ever. Gold being at these levels. There's nothing crazy about it. If you've been watching the stream. Steve S., you were literally completely wrong. You were saying in 6 minutes Bitcoin will dump, and it didn't ever dump, and the 60-minute divergence that I was showing all stream played out, and look where we are now. Dude, don't even come in here acting like your analysis was anything more than kind of reckless to people who might have listened to you, dude. You were saying in 6 minutes it will dump. It never dumped, dude, ever. It literally inversed the thing you said it was gonna do. With your 6 minute analysis, you say in 6 minutes it's gonna do this. It's like, no, it actually inversed you. I don't even want to hear it, dude. God. So near highs of the day on gold. Bitcoin near its highs of the day. Oh, the new week, right? Hasn't sold off at all since the new week began. On the weekly, you'd think we'll see 9,600 again. No, man, you can't be coming in here and like trying to tell people what it's going to do in 6 minutes and then it never happens, and then try to come back the next day after it pumps and does the exact opposite and act like you said you told people something. You didn't tell anyone anything, dude. The 60-minute bullish divergence that you never talked about is what propelled Bitcoin's price up to this new level. Yeah, very good song, Alexander. Do love it. This one's called Memory Lane by Barzek. What about Todd Barzek? Just kidding. No, he's out there. Don't become a meme, dude. Now we have like 6 Steves, dude. It's the one Steve. It's like the other Steve. You know who it is. No point even talking about it. Yes, Alexander. No, dude, it's not a cup with handle. It's how is it a couple of handles? They have like, you don't dump like that. You don't straight line down. Like, you can try to perceive it all you want as a couple of handle. It's just not one. There's no rounding action at all. It was a bearish bat pattern that reversed exactly where it should have reversed, but the retrace was shallow because the conditions are rather bullish right now. You went down to 9150, an area that has been discussed to ad nauseum here, and you held that. And then you showed 60-minute bullish divergence on the weekend. And the 60-minute bullish divergence, impending price action reversal to the upside, happened. That's it. There is no coupled handle, dude. There's a neckline. I think if you break this 98.40, you're going to have to test 99.50. You break that, you're going to 10,550. It's not you, Chug Steve. You're a different Steve. They're completely different Steves, man. There's like multiple, there's like 6 Steves. What's up, fees? Oh, I know, dude. All these coupled handles. It's like everything's a coupled handle, man. This is not a coupled handle. Like, but there is a neckline. And why? Like, okay, so the measure move is this. Just high to low to get your fib extensions, man. And they're gonna be up here at 10.5 anyway. 9,781. You just hit your highs of the day on Bitcoin. I mean, the bearish divergence isn't mature. But in before, I'm a TA snob because I'm saying it's not a coupled handle. In before. So there's Steve S again, the guy who said 6 minutes, it's going to dump, and it inversed him. He's now saying it's a coupled handle. All right, Steve. Steve S. Did it, Colby, man? I don't think it did, because I had like seconds left before the weekly close. Just a handle then? Sure. How about there's a neckline here. If you break the neckline, you have to test 99.50. If you break that, for real, if you have convincing price action above 99.50, you're going to 10,550. If you break 10,550, you're going to 11K, but probably 11,500.
Mitch, you're a warrior. No one can say you've ever missed a stream. We appreciate you. Ziggy, 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 oi, oi, oi.
Thank you, Iconic. He is a bogan, it seems.
Bruh.
Thank you for the oys. Iconic, man. That was Kincoin that just couldn't make the cut, fell out of the jar. Thank you, man. Yeah, kind of extra. Yeah, there's Bryant Hall, which is like where athletes lived and all that, and there's like a cafeteria there that's like really nice food, like every day, like amazing, way better than the food you'd get at just a regular dorm. So yes. $98.25. Is that highs of the day? Yeah, it is. No. It's like 98.35 right now. Still near the highs of the day on futures. As you can see, you're higher than when you opened. 99.46 is the next little, oh my god, a resistance, dude, on the insignificant time scale. I don't know. We need more meme of the month entries. Yeah, I know, dude. It kind of died a little bit. Not much effort being put into them these days. Yeah, Patriots. That's exactly what makes a support resistance. No, if he's Glor, I don't think you've seen anything yet, dude. How about we just become bread right now? Hey, man, I'm a piece of bread on the new week. Hey, man. Oh, God, uranium. Monthly coupled handle.
China to me, China.
I think Euro is painting a monthly cup and handle.
Great. That's great, dude. Uranium. Nope. He's just memeing. He's literally memeing. All that distribution, man. Finally broke. God. So interesting, though. Like, the old channel, I haven't looked at this in a long time. So it looks like it crashed with the market. Downtrend, man. Oh my god. Look, it broke it and it even back tested it. It's back tested the old supply line as a demand line. Bullish engulfing candle. Oh, bullish hammer. And now an engulfing candle, gap fill at like 1050, but you're below the 200-day moving average. I don't know, man. It's like, let's see if we can pivot here. There's like an ice line back from 2019, August. This is like all-time low stuff, so terribly bearish trend, but yeah, you hold $10 long enough, you'll probably see 1130 again. You break 1130, well, you're probably going to 1180. Get it? So you're down here, you hold this, you're gonna probably rally up to the next resistance. If you don't hold this, it's the abyss. There's nothing down here. A huge V-shaped recovery, like crazy. So yeah, but funny coupled handle, man. I get the joke, dude. Make sure to get your enough potassium, magnesium, and potassium. Get those three so you never have keto flu when you're transitioning into keto. Future's been live for 2 hours and 30 minutes, as long as I've been live. So fees galore, did you redact what you said about the wizard being the best? Because this isn't even, man, we got so many, so friggin' many, dude. Alright, man, I don't know how much longer I'm gonna be live, dude. What's the point? We've fulfilled the destiny of
It's China to me.
Whatever.
China.
Can you show the monthly on Euro? It could paint it.
It could paint it. Cup with handle. Dude, what are you talking about? No cup with handle, dude. No cup with handle. Huh? Fish, are you just trolling me now? I think. You have to be a huge bullish engulfing candle last month, which is a really good sign. Engulfing candle. And, you know, we just started talking about the support resistance. What happens if you break those? You break 1180. Well, I mean, could see 1638. You got to break these. And you could go to higher prices. That's a huge pattern.
Mitch, I see the RTX going to 320, then down to 291, then up to 375. Thoughts?
Oh, I don't know. Iconic man. Not sure. Thanks for the threes. Vertex can't be stopped, dude. Just can't. Can't stop, won't stop. My all-time highs. 288.69 to close the week. Exceeding 1618. Yeah, you'll probably see 300. If you break 300, 335 is a 2618. What about log scale? If you're in log scale, you are at the 1618 golden mean ratio. That's crazy. I mean, to the dollar. That's some insane bearish divergence on the MACD, but RSI isn't showing anything. It's not overbought, meaning, yeah, it could go much higher. God. These pharmaceuticals, these biotechs are just insane. 320? What's up with 320, dude? This is all-time highs. I don't know what 320 is going to do, but 300 for sure. And then eventually, if the 2618 plays out in log scale, 367. Weekly, I mean, no stopping in sight. All-time highs. I don't know about 320. This is like when you get to all-time highs like that, all you can do is like fib extensions and divergence, and if you don't have any of that, there's nothing else you can do with the asset. That's right, the TA sun rises in the east. Let's go, Will James. Oh my god, man. Alright, dude, I think this was good. I don't know what's wrong with the Sunday 2-hour 35-minute stream. Bitcoin's not moving too much, but it is poised for much higher prices. It really is on the daily and the weekly. 4-hour could be if you don't start diverging. So be on the lookout, man. 99.50. We break 10K, I'll probably go live again, you know, and that's real. If it's tonight, maybe I'll be live again. So just be on the lookout. Have your alerts set up. We are in very interesting times where gold, silver, Bitcoin, fundamentally at all-time highs. Ridiculous, unprecedented amounts of money being printed. You'd think some of it would find a way into these assets, which it already has, but let's see if it'll continue. Thanks so much for the likes, love, support, contributions, everything. This community's amazing. Tatum Kangs, Tatum Tim won the tip war, I guess, since y'all wanted to do it. Congratulations. I'll be back later. Until next time, respects, the T. Hey.
I have a robot vagina.
Adios, turd nuggets.